and I don't have a lot of time to say it. So how do I even get? Let's start with Atlas. Okay, from what I've seen with Atlas and what I expected from Atlas, and what the person I work with expected from Atlas, in fact, predicted we'd see a chevron, and we do, is exactly what we're seeing in our sky. The bigger presence of what we're seeing in our sky, what is to follow. We already have a presence, whether it be excuse me, atmosphere collecting on plasma from the sun, which is the same thing. Everything is repetitive. This thing in the sky is repetitive. We might be seeing it from different angles, and in different functions, in different stages of its life, doing different functions, but it's the same thing. It's a replica of a bigger thing. So the bigger thing, Atlas. We're seeing it move very mysteriously. It's not acting like a comet. It doesn't have a tail. I went over this before. I believe it's self-contained energy. If I was a, let's just say, rock that could move through space, I would use the energy from moving through space itself and contain that. And then what you've also, hey Kim, how you doing? Good morning. And what you've also got to understand is there can be a doubling effect to energy. When it's like a compounding effect with an interest rate. You're going fast. Well, it's gathering the energy from going that fast to giving more energy to go faster, compounding. And I don't think anyone is accounting for that with its movement. But you saw it. You saw how quickly it got to Mars. You saw how close it got to Mars. And I've been showing you guys what's in our sky looks just like the scar on Mars. Just like it. And I think this thing, as it goes through the solar system, gets close enough to Mars, especially the last time or one other time, to leave a scar, imprint itself. I think it did the same thing with the Grand Canyon and probably any kind of big trench we have on this earth or in the ocean. I think in fact, Thunderbolts just put out a freaking video as I was looking into it. It's so weird how we're all tied together. But I believe this thing came close enough, or one of these things came close enough to the earth to make a connection via lightning, electromagnetic connection, scar the earth, and that is our Grand Canyon. I don't think it was made from water. I think it can happen again. I think it can affect our grid, and I think that is the reason that Trump is putting boots on ground in big cities. So if the lights go out, there is some sort of military force there. If, when, who knows? But if it's going to happen, it's going to happen soon. The whole world is in turmoil. My river hasn't been still in so long. There's volcanoes going off. There's storms. The water's turbulent. There's surging. There's sinkholes. There's everything going on right now. We're just in a turbulent spot of change, and that happens. So what else do I want to say? So the lights going out, Trump's legacy, the last president, the king, all that. Whose uncle inherited Tesla's work? Not inherited, stole Tesla's work. And who's going to inherit it? I think it was supposed to happen. And when he got elected in 2016, he might have had to step in early because of who he was going against. And I think it just, they couldn't make it happen. Or maybe this thing didn't pass that close, because this thing does pass. This isn't the first time this thing has passed close to us. I think it was the first time it was detected, which I don't know, July 7/7. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't really detected on 7/7. But anyway, make the lights go out. Trump introduces free energy, saves the world, is the king, is the victor, is the forever leader. It's all setting up, man. It's all setting up. I tried to release a video on that subway. That was fake as can be. That girl did not bleed from her neck. She bled from her phone, which trickled down underneath of her. And then she popped some sort of blood thing she might have had in her shirt, and it all gushed. If you really watch that video, that was the fakest video I've ever seen in the world. I mean, it was so fake. And then they had to come right in with the Charlie thing, which I think Richie from Boston was right on. I think he was wearing a breastplate and it nicked off. And I do think he really did pass away. I think he was taken away. But I don't think it was supposed to be that way. I don't think it was supposed to quite work out that way, but it did. You know, there are Manchurian candidates everywhere. So, and gosh, I think I'm forgetting so much. Let me see if you guys, I don't know if you have any questions. Actually, I got to get to work. I got 5 minutes to get to work. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope I gave you the things I'm working on. I know there's so much more. There's the frequency, the stuttered lines that we're seeing on radar, the lights going on off, because it's black light, white light, black light, white light, the polarity of this system, the balance. There has to be as much black as there is light. And when you see a rainbow, it gets dark. It gets dark purple. It's the black part of this thing, the black. Gosh, it looks like a worm. I swear it looks like a worm. The snake, the serpent, which is probably going back to the great serpent, really. Everything's been so twisted. But anyway, that's for another video. It is too bad about Charlie. It's a lost soul, and he did seem like a good person. I had nothing against the man, and I think it's horrible. But I watched those videos where he's talking to these people, like the very person that ended up being his demise. It looks so staged. They look paid. They look like paid actors. The rebuttal is too quick and too rehearsed. So if he was a paid actor, is he still? The whole thing, we live on we watch a stage, and the internet supports that. All right, someone's walking behind me. Talk to you guys later. Bye.